A $5 retail price means the factory gate price is closer to $1.50. The largest variable cost is the raw fiber. Standard conventional cotton trades on the Intercontinental Exchange, typically priced in cents per pound. A basic medium t-shirt requires about 0.3 pounds of finished fabric. Accounting for spinning waste, up to 15%, and cutting loss, 10%, the initial raw cotton input is approximately 0.4 pounds. If cotton futures are trading at 80 cents per pound, the raw material cost is 32 cents. This cost is highly volatile, fluctuating based on global yields, climate events, and subsidies, directly impacting the factory's ability to quote low prices 6 months out. The fiber quality, measured by stable length and micronair, determines the yarn grade and subsequent processing efficiency. Converting raw cotton lint into yarn involves opening, carding, drawing, and ring spinning. This process is energy-intensive. Spinning mills operate on tight margins, often adding 15 to 25 cents per pound for conversion. For our 0.4 pounds of input, the spinning cost adds about 6 cents. The yarn is then knitted into single jersey fabric, typically using circular knitting machines operating at high speeds. Knitting adds another 5 cents, covering machine depreciation, maintenance, and electricity. The resulting greige fabric, before any chemical treatment, is the cheapest form of textile. Vertical integration, where spinning and knitting occur in the same facility, reduces internal logistics costs but requires massive capital investment in machinery like Reiter or Truschler systems. The greige fabric must be prepared, bleached, dyed, and finished. Reactive dyes are standard for cotton, requiring significant water and chemical inputs, including salts and caustic soda. Dyeing costs are driven by the shade depth. Black and deep colors are more expensive than white or light pastels due to higher dye concentration and longer processing times. Effluent treatment is mandatory, adding a crucial compliance cost. A basic white t-shirt might incur 8 cents for preparation and finishing, while a deep color adds 12 cents. Finishing processes such as compacting stabilize the fabric dimensions, preventing excessive shrinkage, a critical quality control metric, measured by American Association of Textile Chemists and Colorists standards. The most scrutinized cost component is labor. A basic t-shirt has a standard minute value, or SMV, of approximately 6 to 8 minutes of direct labor time. In major garment production hubs like Bangladesh or Vietnam, the hourly minimum wage might translate to 10 to 20 cents per minute, depending on skill and location. If the SMV is 7 minutes, the direct labor cost is around 70 cents. This calculation excludes indirect labor, supervision, and factory overhead, which typically add 30%. Cutting the fabric efficiently using computer-aided design markers minimizes waste, directly impacting the raw material cost. High-efficiency factories achieve 85% utilization rates, crucial for maintaining the $5 price point.
Moving the finished goods from the factory gate to the destination port involves freight forwarding. A standard 40-foot container holds approximately 100,000 folded t-shirts. If the container cost is $4,000, the freight cost per unit is 4 cents. However, tariffs and duties are significant. Under the Harmonized Tariff Schedule, apparel often faces duties ranging from 10 to 32%, depending on the country of origin and destination trade agreements. If the free on-board factory price is $1.50, a 16% duty adds 24 cents to the landed cost. This duty structure heavily influences sourcing decisions, favoring countries with preferential trade status, such as those under the Generalized System of Preferences. Brands impose strict compliance requirements covering social, environmental, and security standards. Factory audits, often conducted by third parties like Bureau Veritas or Intertek, cost thousands of dollars annually, adding 1 to 2 cents per unit in overhead. Intellectual property protection is also factored in, ensuring that designs and logos are not infringed upon, especially when dealing with licensed characters or specific fabric technologies. Furthermore, product liability insurance and recall provisions, though small per unit, are mandatory legal costs. Failure to meet environmental standards, such as zero discharge of hazardous chemicals guidelines for chemical management, can result in immediate contract termination, demonstrating the financial risk associated with noncompliance. If the landed cost, including duty and freight, is $1.80, the remaining $3.20 covers brand operations and retail margin. The brand typically applies a wholesale markup of 50 to 100% to cover design, marketing, and corporate overhead. A $5 t-shirt often sells wholesale for $2.50. The retailer then applies their margin, aiming for 40 to 60% gross profit. This margin covers store rent, utilities, sales staff wages, and inventory shrinkage. The high-volume, low-margin strategy relies on rapid inventory turnover and minimizing markdown risk. This structure explains why a small increase in raw material cost can eliminate the entire profit margin for both the brand and the retailer. Technology minimizes costs by optimizing efficiency. Product Lifecycle Management systems manage design specifications, material bills, and costing sheets, reducing sampling errors. Enterprise resource planning systems track inventory and production capacity in real time, preventing stockouts or overproduction. Radio frequency identification tags are increasingly used at the retail level for rapid inventory counts and loss prevention, adding a fraction of a cent to the unit cost. Data analytics inform pricing strategies and demand forecasting, allowing retailers to precisely time promotions and minimize the need for deep discounts, thereby protecting the slim profit margin inherent in the $5 price point. The $5 retail price is achieved through extreme optimization: 32 cents for fiber, 11 cents for conversion, 12 cents for dyeing, 70 cents for labor and overhead, 28 cents for logistics and duty, totaling $1.53 landed cost. The remaining $3.47 covers brand operations, retail overhead, and profit. This model externalizes significant costs, particularly environmental degradation from untreated wastewater in non-compliant regions, and the social cost of maintaining minimum wage levels that barely meet living standards. The consumer pays $5, but the true economic and ecological cost is often borne by the production environment and the workers, a critical factor in sustainable sourcing decisions.